Thank you all for joining me for another live recording of the Digital Revolution with Jim Kunkel. Whether you're tuning in from your office, your home, or somewhere out on the road, I really appreciate you being here and investing your time in this series and also this community. This show continues to grow because of your curiosity, your engagement, and your willingness to explore the technologies that are reshaping our world. Your presence here, live and in real time, means a lot, and it fuels the conversations that make the series what it is. Today, we're looking into a topic that's not just timely, but transformative: the rise of small AI and how local models, edge computing, and personal autonomy are redefining digital landscapes. This isn't science fiction and it's not hype. It's happening right now across industries like healthcare, manufacturing, logistics, energy, and consumer tech. We're entering into a moment where intelligence is becoming decentralized, where AI doesn't just live in the cloud, but right in our devices, in our workflows, in our daily decisions. And that shift is going to change how we work, how we protect our data, and how we define digital independence. So let's go ahead and jump in and explore what this new era of localized intelligence means for professionals, for companies, and for everyday users. This is a digital revolution, and the future is getting smaller, getting faster, and getting more personal. Let's get started. If you've been listening to this podcast series and watching our live streams, our webinars, or any of the video content that this series produces, you already know that we're a huge believer in tools that make digital communication simple, professional, and reliable. And that's exactly why I use StreamYard and their advanced plan for everything I do, for my audio, for my video, for my live streaming, and also on-air webinar sessions. StreamYard gives you studio quality experience right in your browser. There's no downloads, there's no complicated setup, just clean, powerful production tools that let you focus on delivering your message. Now, with the advanced plan, I get multi-streaming to multiple platforms, custom branding, local recordings, and the kind of stability you need when you're broadcasting to a global audience. It's the backbone of my digital workflow, and it's the reason why my shows look and sound the way they do. If you're already ready to elevate your podcast, your live streams, your webinars, or digital events, I highly recommend checking out StreamYard for yourself. Our referral link is in this episode's description, so take a look, explore the features, save a little money, and see why so many creators and professionals trust StreamYard to power their content. And now let's get this topic started. So why small AI? Why is it the next big shift? As we kick off today's episode, I want to take you into one of the most important shifts that's happening in technology right now. One that's quieter than the big headlines, but far more transformative in the long run. For years, the story of artificial intelligence has been dominated by massive cloud models, huge data centers, and the idea that intelligence lives somewhere out there. But that era is already evolving. We're entering into a moment where AI is shrinking, becoming faster, more efficient, and also private. And I'd also add more personal. This is the rise of small AI, and it's redefining how we think about digital intelligence. Small AI is all about bringing capability closer to the user instead of relying on distant servers. These new models run directly on your devices: your phone, your laptop, your industrial sensors, your medical equipment. And they're optimized, they're lightweight, and they're incredibly powerful for the tasks that they're designed to handle. And the reason this matters is simple. When intelligence lives locally, everything changes. You get real-time performance without latency. You get privacy because your data never leaves your device. You get autonomy because you're not dependent on a cloud connection or a subscription service to access intelligence. In many ways, small AI is restoring something we lost in the cloud era, and that's control. This shift isn't just technical, it's cultural. It's about who owns intelligence, who controls data, and how individuals and companies define digital independence. As we explore this topic today, we'll look at how industries like healthcare, manufacturing, logistics, and consumer tech are embracing this new model. And we'll talk about why small AI isn't just a trend, it's the next big leap in the digital revolution. So let's go ahead and dive in. The technology behind small AI. When we talk about the rise of small AI, we're really talking about a fundamental shift in how intelligence is built, how it's delivered, and how it's used. For years, AI has been synonymous with massive cloud models, systems so large they require entire data centers to run. But the next wave of innovation is happening in the opposite direction. Instead of scaling up, we're scaling down. We're creating models that are lean, efficient, and optimized for specific tasks, and we're putting them directly into the devices and systems where the work actually happens. This is where the real magic begins. Because once AI lives locally, it becomes faster, more private, and far more reliable. At the heart of this movement are local models, compact versions of AI systems that can run on everyday hardware. These models don't need a supercomputer or a cloud connection. They can operate on a smartphone, a laptop, a factory controller, or even a medical device. And they're designed to do one thing exceptionally well: process information right where it's created. This means no more waiting for servers to respond, no sending sensitive data across the internet, and no dependency on network stability. It's intelligence that's immediate, secure, and always available. Supporting these models is the rise of edge computing, which pushes processor powers out to the edges of a network, closer to sensors, closer to machines, and closer to users. Instead of routing everything back to a central hub, edge devices analyze data right on the spot. And this is critical in environments where milliseconds matter. A manufacturing line detecting a defect, a delivery robot navigating a warehouse, or a medical monitor that's tracking a patient's vitals. Edge computing gives these systems the ability to think locally and act instantaneously. And when you combine edge compute with small, specialized AI models, you get a powerful new architecture for real time intelligence. Together, local models and edge computing form the backbone of the small AI revolution. They're enabling a world where intelligence is distributed, where it's resilient and deeply personal, where AI doesn't just live in the cloud, but becomes embedded in the tools, the devices, and workflows we rely on every day. This is a technology that's setting the stage for the next era of digital transformation. So let's take an industry deep dive. How small AI is transforming key sectors. When we look at the rise of small AI, the most exciting part isn't just the technology itself, it's how quickly it's beginning to be adopted across major industries. This isn't a theory shift. It's happening right now in hospitals, factories, warehouses, energy grids, and even in devices we carry every day. What makes small AI so powerful is its ability to operate directly at the point of need. Instead of sending data to the cloud and waiting for a response, these systems think locally and act instantly. And that's opening the door to new levels of speed, privacy, and autonomy that large, centralized AI simply cannot match. Take healthcare, for example. We're seeing diagnostic tools and monitoring devices that run AI models directly on the equipment. There's no cloud connection required, and that means faster triage, more accurate bedside assessments, and far greater protection of patients' data. In manufacturing, edge AI systems are transforming production lines by detecting defects in real time and also predicting equipment failures far before they happen. These aren't massive models. They're small, they're specialized, and they're embedded right into the machinery. And in logistics, small AI is powering everything from warehouse robots to delivery vehicles, enabling them to navigate optimized routes and also make split decisions without relying on a network connection. We're also seeing major advances in energy and utilities, where edge based intelligence is helping manage microgrids, monitor remote infrastructure, and respond to failures instantly. And on the consumer side, small AI is becoming part of everyday life, running on smartphones, laptops, and smart home devices to deliver private, on device intelligence that doesn't depend on the cloud. Now, across all these sectors, the pattern is the same. Businesses are embracing small AI because it's faster, because it's more secure, and because it's more resilient. It gives them control over their data. It reduces operational costs, and it unlocks new capabilities that simply weren't possible before. This is the real story of small AI, not just a technological revolution, but a practical evolution that's reshaping how industries operate. It's intelligence that's embedded, immediate, and built for the real world. So, the digital rights angle: who owns your model? As we move deeper into the world of small AI, we have to confront a question that sits at the heart of digital autonomy: who actually owns the intelligence you use every day? For years, the answer was simple: your AI lived in the cloud, controlled by a company, governed by their terms, and shaped by their priorities. But with the rise of local models and edge based intelligence, that dynamic is shifting. When your AI runs on your device, trained on your data, and never leaves your personal environment, ownership becomes more than a technical detail. It becomes a digital right of issue. It becomes a matter of personal sovereignty. This is where the conversation gets interesting. If a model is running locally on your phone or your laptop, should you have the right to modify it, export it, or take it with you when you switch to another device? Should you be able to train it privately without oversight or data collection from a third party? And if that model learns your preferences, your patterns, your voice, and your behavior, does it become part of your digital identity? These questions aren't theoretical. They're really emerging right now as industries adopt decentralized AI and as consumers demand more control over their digital lives. Small AI forces us to rethink the power dynamics of the digital world. It challenges the idea that intelligence must be centralized, that it must be monitored, or it must be licensed. It opens up the door to a future where individuals, not platforms, own the models that shape their experiences. And as we explore this shift, we're also stepping into a broader conversation about privacy, about autonomy, and also the fundamental rights we should expect in an AI driven society. This is the frontier of digital rights, and it's one we all need to understand as AI becomes more personal, more embedded, and more essential to everyday life. So let's look at business strategy, how to prepare. As businesses begin to navigate the rise of small AI, the most important shift isn't technological, it's strategic. Leaders need to recognize that decentralized intelligence changes the entire architecture of how businesses operate. Instead of relying solely on cloud based systems, companies must build hybrid environments where local models and edge devices work along centralized platforms. Now, this means evaluating where real time decision making matters most, where privacy concerns are the highest, and where cloud latency creates friction. The businesses that prepare now by modernizing their hardware, by updating their data governance framework, and by training their teams, they're going to be the ones that gain the competitive edge as small AI becomes the new normal. But preparation isn't just about infrastructure, it's about mindset. Businesses need to rethink how they approach data ownership, workflow designs, and operational resilience. Small AI gives businesses the ability to keep sensitive data on site, reduce cloud costs, and maintain continuity even when connectivity is limited. That's a powerful advantage, but it also requires intentional planning. Leaders must identify which processes benefit most from localized intelligence. They must invest in edge ready devices and they must develop internal expertise around decentralized AI frameworks. This also is a moment to revisit cybersecurity strategies because when intelligence moves to the edge, so do the risk. Ultimately, preparing for small AI is about building a foundation for autonomy, for speed, and for trust. It's about empowering teams with tools that respond instantly, protect data by default, and integrate seamlessly into daily operations. The companies that embrace this shift won't just adapt to the future, they'll help define it. Now, we got to talk about risk and challenges. As powerful as small AI is, it's important to recognize that this shift doesn't come without risk and challenges. Anytime intelligence moves closer to the edge, onto devices, onto sensors, and onto local systems, we introduce new layers of complexity. One of the biggest challenges is fragmentation. When every device or workflow runs its own specialized model, businesses can quickly find themselves managing dozens or even hundreds of microsystems. That creates operational strain. It complicates updates and it makes it harder to maintain consistent standards across the enterprise. Now, without strong governance framework, decentralized intelligence can become decentralized chaos. And security is another major concern. When AI moves to the edge, so do the vulnerabilities. Instead of protecting a single cloud endpoint, businesses must secure a distributed network of devices, each one a potential entry point. Local models can be tampered with, hardware can be compromised, and sensitive data stored on device can become a target. This means cybersecurity strategies must evolve, shifting from perimeter defense to more granular device level approaches. And for industries dealing with regulated or mission critical data, that shift requires careful planning and major investment. There's also the challenge of hardware limitations. Not every device is ready to run AI locally, and not every environment can support the compute needs of small modes and models. Businesses may need to upgrade equipment, rethink their network architecture, or redesign workflows to follow benefits from edge intelligence. And finally, there's the human factor. Teams must learn to work together within a decentralized AI structure. They'll have to learn how to troubleshoot it and also how to integrate into their daily operations. Without proper training and change management, even the best technology can fail flat. Small AI opens the door to incredible opportunities, but it also demands thoughtful leadership. Recognizing these risks isn't just about slowing down innovation, it's about ensuring that innovation is sustainable, that it's secure, and it's aligned with long term company goals. Now, if you've been following my work, whether it's podcasting, live streaming, or the digital content I produce across platforms, you know I always look for the best tools to elevate that quality and also make it efficient. And one of the most powerful tools in my workflow right now is 11 Labs, specifically their creator plan. The creator plan gives you access to some of the most advanced AI voice technology that's available today. We're talking natural, expressive, studio grade voice generation that's perfect for narration, for promos, for training content, and also multilingual delivery. It's fast, it's flexible, and it integrates seamlessly into a modern creator's production pipeline. Whether you're building a brand, you're producing educational content, or you're scaling your digital presence, 11 Labs gives you the ability to sound polished, consistent, and professional every single time. If you're ready to take your audio production to the next level, I highly recommend checking out the 11 Labs Creator Plan for yourself. My referral link is set up to set up your account and save a little money when you pay for a plan. Well, that link is in this episode's description. So take a moment to explore what 11 Labs can do for your content. The Creator Plan isn't just one of those tools that just doesn't improve your workflow. It really transforms it. Create smarter, create faster, create with 11 Labs. And now let's go ahead and close out this episode. What's the future outlook? What will the next 3 to 5 years, what will it look like? So as we look ahead to the next 3 to 5 years, it's clear that small AI isn't just a passing trend. It's the foundation of a new digital era. We're moving towards a world where intelligence becomes deeply personal and it's embedded directly into the devices and tools that we use each and every day. Instead of relying on massive cloud systems to interpret our data, we'll see AI models that live in our phones, our laptops, our vehicles, and also our wearables. These models will learn from us. They're going to adapt to us and they're going to operate entirely within our personal ecosystem. And that shift will redefine what digital independence means, giving individuals and businesses more control over their data, their workflows, and their privacy than ever before. We're also going to see the rise of industry specific micro models. These are small, specialized AI systems that are designed to excel at one task with incredible precision. Healthcare devices will run diagnostic models tailored to specific conditions. Manufacturing equipment will use embedded intelligence to detect failures instantly. Logistics systems will rely on local navigation and optimize models that don't need a cloud connection to make decisions in real time. This specialization will make AI more reliable, more predictable, and far easier to integrate into mission critical environments. And then there's the hardware evolution. Over the next few years, we'll see a new generation of AI native devices. These are going to be mobile devices, laptop sensors, and industrial controllers built from the ground up to run local intelligence. These devices will become faster, more efficient, and capable of running models that today would require a data center. We'll also see the emergence of AI appliances for homes and businesses, dedicated offline systems that handle everything from personal assistance to security monitoring to workflow automation. Now, all of this really points to a future where AI becomes ambient, quiet, invisible, and also seamlessly woven into the fabric of our daily life. It won't feel like a separate tool or a cloud service. It will feel like an extension of our own environment, always available, always responsible, and also under our control. The next 3 to 5 years will be defined by this shift towards autonomy, privacy, and personalization. And for those who understand it early, the opportunities will be enormous. So thank you so much. As we bring this episode to a close, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me in this deep dive into the rise of small AI and the future of decentralized intelligence. This is one of the most important shifts happening in the digital world today, and your willingness to explore it with curiosity and an open mind is exactly what makes this community so special. Whether you're watching this live or catching the replay or listening through the podcast feed, your engagement is what fuels a digital revolution and keeps these conversations moving forward. And to all the loyal listeners and subscribers across the podcast platforms, thank you for your continued support. You've helped this series grow into a global conversation about technology, about innovation, and the future of digital life. Every download, every share, every comment, and every moment you spend with this show means more than you know. This community is built on your energy, your insights, and your commitment to stay ahead of the curve. And we're just getting started. The next wave of digital transformation is already unfolding, and together we're going to keep exploring it one episode at a time. So until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep leading your own digital revolution.